This is Rob Ismay and you're watching Sporting Icons.
All right, Stephen. Actually, do we call you Stephen or Steve? I mean, I've been speaking to you, what, 3 years and...
Stephen. I don't like Steve. I don't know why Sky keep calling us Steve. I think it must just have a ring to it. I think it must sound better for the ring announcer than Stephen, but I don't know why they keep forgetting the N.
Well, I mean, if you put Steve into Google, it comes up with some 1980s fighter.
Yeah, it's funny because obviously he's Welsh and he's from Cardiff and he's quite a big name over there. So when I'm stepping in big grounds when I fight in Cardiff and with his name.
That's very true. Although speaking of Cardiff, that's your next fight, right?
Yeah, obviously with this Omicron and COVID and what have you, British Boxing Board's cancelled all fights through January. And they're gonna look into it in February, whether it be behind closed doors or whether it be ideally, hopefully, we are fighting on the 5th of February on the Eubank undercard. Whether or not that's in Cardiff, whether the Welsh government allow that to happen, because at the minute Wales has got no one in any stadiums, whether that be football, outdoor, indoor. So because of COVID, everything again exactly deja vu of what happened this time last year. We're in the same boat. It's just getting daft and now getting to a point where what do you do? Do you peak for February and then told you're not fighting in February, 5th of February, you're fighting the 24th, and you're taking 2 steps back to have to. It's just they're not taking any of our health into perspective and what we have to go through in a camp to get ready for that day. They're just it's just getting overboard now. But ideally I'm on the 5th of February in Cardiff on the Eubank Williams undercard.
Is there a plan B, or maybe you can get on the Brooke Khan card or another card?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Sky have been fantastic with myself and Mark, but to be honest, there's no way they're going to put Khan Brooke behind closed doors. It's not going to happen. I'm as much as I'd like to be optimistic, I'm a realist, and I understand that that's not going to happen. I don't even think they'll put Eubanks Williams behind closed doors. It's a big fight, and I don't think they'll put Khan Brooke behind closed doors. They'll not put Josh Taylor behind closed doors. So realistically, you've got to look at the 3 fights they've got in February. Are any of them gonna go with no fans? I very, very much doubt it. But again, ideally, if the 5th of February doesn't go ahead in Wales, then if they can change the venue to somewhere where we're allowed to have fans in, or if they move us from Wales down to England. But again, that's up to Sky. It's out of my control, out of Mark's control. So.
Well, I've seen a quick interview yesterday from Robert Smith. He's the chairman of the British Boxing Board of Control, saying that from February 1st they're allowing boxing events to go ahead again as per usual, unless of course government changes. Yeah,
that's the thing. It's whether or not the government changes, and the Welsh obviously are different to our government, so as well as the Scottish. So whatever their rules are could be different to our rules, and as I say, we've just got to go with the flow, keep our head down, and get ready for what dates we're given, and make sure we're ready for them dates.
Well, since your last fight, you haven't really had a day off, though, have you? Really? Well, you've had a couple of days off, but not much.
Yeah, I mean, again, though, that was because I was meant to be fighting in December the 12th on the Eubank card. So October 16th finished, and we got given another date, which was December the 12th. So it was rolling from one camp into another. Then December the 12th obviously didn't go ahead, so or December the 11th, can't remember exactly which date it was, and then that didn't go ahead, and we got told that was going to move through to January, so we ticked over, carried on going all over Christmas, and then obviously the British Boxing Board cancelled January. So this is what I'm saying, they don't take the money we're putting into our camps, and they don't take the health risks that we do during camps, the training intensity, the sparring intensity, everything goes through the roof, and you're doing that for 3-4 months because they're rolling over with different dates, and it's it's out of our control. All we can do is stay fit, stay ready, and stay focused, and hopefully something comes along.
So basically then, to sum it up then, as far as you're concerned, February the 5th, Cardiff, Wales, Eubank, Williams undercard. Is Mark and Ben Shalom, John Wish, Boxxer, Sky looking for an opponent actively at the minute for you, or do you already have one?
I don't know whether or not it's going to carry on with the opponent that we had on the last show that we're meant to fight.
He weren't bad though, was he?
No, he wasn't. DL Jones, I think he was called. So I think he had 12, drew 1, won 9, lost 2. So you know, he's only lost against Bacoli and Daniel Dubois. So it's going to be a good statement for us if I can get him. And you know, as I've said from day one, I don't want journeyman for 8-9 fights. That's not the path I want. That's not the route I want. So you know, and Sky know that, Mark knows that. So we've just, you know, ideally get someone active and somebody who comes forward and doesn't just hold his guard up like Phil Williams and wants to fight.
Well, Filip Hrgovic can't get an opponent for love or bloody money. How about you step in for that mandatory position for the IBF?
Unfortunately, we're not allowed to fight a 10-rounder if you've not completed. I think it's 3 6s.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think you've either got to fight 3 6s or an 8 before you can fight for a 10. But you know, Hrgovic it was similar to me 2 years ago, just before COVID hit, and you know, the risk to the positive factor is too much. What? Okay, you get beat off him. Where do you go from there? The likes of Joseph Parker, who've, you know, fought at the top and fought for world titles, gets beat off, an up and coming. Then where do you go from there? And I think a lot of people are taking that, you know, the risk of fighting him is too much, and which is fair enough, but at the same time, Hrgovic deserves a shot and deserves somebody to step up. At the end of the day, we're all warriors. We should all be wanting to fight the best, and that's the sport we're in. If you don't want to fight the best and you don't want to compete with the best, then well, what's the point of being in the sport? I don't understand these people who duck and dive people, because for me, you know, it's not a long sport, and I want my CV to be a very good CV by the time I retire out of sport. I don't want to look like I've ducked and dived people, and it's not. You're in the wrong sport if you want to be, you know, doing stuff like that. Don't get us wrong. There's the right time. At the end of the day, it's a business as well as a sport. There's a time to you know, do that, but I think there's too many people ducking and diving other people at the minute, and it's shithousery if you ask me.
Well, I mean, that was my next question. What's you as a professional boxer when you're seeing fights just not happening? Does it annoy you, the fact that there's a lot of heavyweights out there that seem to put, I don't know, that they just don't want to test themselves?
Yeah, it does annoy us, and as I say, you know, as I've said in 3 or 4 interviews, it is a business, and I totally get that, and that's what your manager's for, you know, because you're a boxer, all you want to do is you want to fight. But for me, there's the right time to fight people, and for all these people not wanting to fight Hrgovic, then what's the reasons? Is, you know, they're going to be getting a large sum of money. They go, and as I say, it's because it's a risky fight. Well, so be it. You're a fighter. You're a boxer. You shouldn't be worried about a risky fight.
Take a loss.
Yeah. But this is the problem. Too many people, because of Calzaghe, because of Mayweather, too many people worry about losing that 0. Too many people worry about other people think. That's the issue. And you know, this is why social media is as good as it is for advertising. It's a horrible thing, because you know, the negativity that you get daily, and the negativity that, you know, you see amongst social media, and you know, so many people are worried about losing and about not performing because of what the backlash will be. And you know, we see it in all walks of life, whether it be celebrities, whether it be normal people. You know, people are too busy worrying about Omicron and the you know, but not worrying about the suicide rate and the mental health rate. And there's 250 people died of suicide aged 25 to 40 since Omicron in November. There's 8 who are 83 and over died of Omicron. You know, but we're not looking at that. We're not looking at the fact that the real issue isn't COVID, isn't Omicron. The real issue is mental health. But nobody seems to give a shit about that at the minute, and that's getting looked past because of this virus out there that, you know, is getting weaker and weaker as time goes on. But you know, I'm not going to sit and talk about the virus and because it's just constant negativity whenever you switch the TV on. So the last thing people want to do is switch YouTube on and get more negativity. But unfortunately, this is the world we're living in at the minute.
That is very true, very, very true. Well, I like to know you've got some new merch.
Yeah, I've got some caps and some hats. Good. So they'll be going on sale on Instagram. I will break you there. So they'll be going on sale with the hoodies and the t-shirts on Instagram. They're going to be £10 a hat or a cap. And yeah, good stuff.
Well, let me close off with 2 subjects in real quick. Have you followed the whole Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte situation with WBC saying 80-20 in front of in favour of Tyson Fury? What's your thoughts?
Again, you know, he holds the belt at the end of the day, and I do agree with 80-20. Not really, but at the same time, Dillian Whyte wants to fight. Dillian Whyte's called. You know, if Dillian Whyte beats him, then Dillian Whyte's then in an 80-20 position, and in his head he should think, I know I'm beating him, I know I'm better than him, I know I'm going to beat him, and then the next time it comes along, it's my turn to say 80-20. I'll be the one making that money. So, you know, is it there's the pros and the cons of it. You know, the cons are it shouldn't be 50-50. At the end of the day, Tyson Fury holds the belt. 80-20s maybe is a little bit, you know, off the scale of fairness, but like I said, Dillian Whyte needs to accept the fact that when he gets the belt, if he gets the belt, he's in position to dictate the money.
No, it totally makes sense. I think the issue is that because he's WBC interim champion, the WBC rule says he should get 45%. But now they've changed it just because they have a problem with Dillian. That seems to be the issue.
Well, I thought they were scrapping the interim titles anyway, but...
No, that's WBA.
Ah, well, like you've hit the nail on the head. They've got an issue, but like, this is the world we live in. People make rules, people change games, and, you know, people change rules when they want to change rules, and, you know, look at Boris Johnson. Every time he comes on, he doesn't know what he's doing, he doesn't know where he's going, he doesn't know what he's saying, and rules are constantly changing. 1 minute you need it, you know, you need this, you need that, you need a day 2, you don't need a day 2, you need to stay at home, you don't need to stay at home, you need to, you know, you need to stay away from your family, you can go and see your family. So it's like anything, you know, they're going to, if they don't like Dillian, but Dillian needs to keep his head focused, keep down, and just go and get them belts, and then he's in favour of what, you know, he's in charge of what he wants to the WBC, and he can dictate to them what he wants. But arguing and, you know, becoming aggressive towards them and calling them this and calling them that and calling them out on what they're doing, where's it going to get you? It's not going to get you anywhere, but another step back of what you've been working towards for the last 2 years. So sometimes you have to just swallow your dignity and pride and just, you know, get on with it and do your talking in the ring when the gloves are on.
And finally, do you believe Joshua defeats Usyk in the rematch?
You know what it is, right? A lot of Joshua's come out and said stupid things. For, you know, he come out and said that he practices boxing. You can't practice your boxing on one of the greatest boxers, you know, of all time, actual boxers. He's phenomenal at what he does. So Joshua's come out and said some things like that, you know, but Joshua's done everything that he can in the right direction. He's getting rid of Rob McCracken, which everyone wanted him to do. you know, it looks like he's doing a lot of wrestling training, which everyone said he needs to do. If you follow his Instagram, he's doing a lot of wrestling training. He looks slick, he looks sharp, he's pushing forward, he's not going on the back foot, he's not trying to box. You know, you watch his pad work and he's high in combinations and shutting the range down, and that's what Joshua needs to do. Joshua is a natural 17.5 stone man, you know, regardless of what people think, whether it be he's 6'7" and holds a fantastic shape, and he needs to use that against Usyk, sort of 6'3", naturally 13 stone for him. He was light heavy in his first fight, you know. In his first amateur fight, he was light heavy, and then obviously stepped up to cruiser, and then stepped up to super heavyweight, and then dropped back down to cruiser. But just jumping up weights like that, you know, it's good, and he clearly carries the power, as we've seen he hurt Joshua. But I think Joshua needs to not worry about getting knocked out and just take it to him, wrestle him, throw him around, tire him out, lean on him. And, you know, if he doesn't knock him out in the 4th, 5th, he's probably going to blow out, granted, and probably going to get stopped. But he's got a good 15 minutes to show what he's about and show that he's a proper true heavyweight, and get in there, bully him like Chisora did, and, you know, get them titles back.
Nice. All right, Steve, you want to close off with anything?
I just want to say a big happy new year to everyone, and smash your 2022 goals, and, you know, anything anyone wants to achieve, just do it, and enjoy your 2022. It's unfortunately it's been a shit start for boxers, but just, you know, do what you can, and stay positive and stay focused and enjoy it.
Actually, one more thing just popped into my head there as you were speaking. Kieran Trippier, what do you think?
Yeah, he's a good signing. He's, I think, you know, Newcastle. It's surreal, because you're seeing things like 40 million isn't good enough, so we're coming in with 60 million. That's just something we've never. So when you're reading things like this, you know, I just wish Iron Robin was 5 years younger, because it would have been good to have Botman and Robin on the same team if we get Botman. But it'll be, no, I'm really looking forward to hopefully Trippier will get a game today, and even if he gets 30-40 minutes, to see what he's about, and seeing where we can by the end of January what team we've got. And it's exciting to be a Newcastle fan.
So Newcastle North East box on the rise, and the football club's on the rise.
Yeah, we just need a good cricket team now.
Give a fuck about cricket. All right, buddy.
Thank you very much. Cheers, Martin.